You can get them in a chemist because potassium permanganate a lot in the Second World War. In fact, these are Polish 1960. And these little test tubes, and that's potassium permanganate.
So nice.
They used it in the war because you could put it in water. It's cheating really, but it's very, very easy. This is another bargain. This is a Swedish 1970s army Trangia, and then it disintegrated and I lost it and I never did it because I think it would have been great. So yeah, little Trangia, just stand up in there, that goes on there, you light that, stuff on that.
Yeah, brilliant.
So cool.
Look at that.
Hang it over a fire if you need to, and that's a frying pan.
Yeah, nifty.
It's class, isn't it, for a tenner? Right, okay. So the trick with potassium permanganate is that it needs to be really ground down because it's the surface area that's important. So if I put some in here,
You'll be fine.
yeah, it doesn't explode, it just fizzles. It's like a chlorine tablet or something like that. I'll just use this little steel. So all I'm going to do here is crush it. It works without this, but it doesn't work as well. I'm going to stop being stingy. So it's just the oxidizing process. The glycerol basically reacts with it.
Glycerol is
Yeah, I think you're thinking of glycerin.
oh, nitroglycerine. Yeah, that
Hey,
might
there we go. How exciting.
Wow.
That's cool.
And no matter what the weather is like, obviously out of the wind, that's gonna get your kindling going, basically your tinder and stuff like that. It's a way of carrying something that'll sterilise water, sterilise your wounds, and get a fun. Like you to have a go with one of these, and basically it's a ferrocerium rod. So it's a metal, not dissimilar to something like magnesium or something. It sort of sparks really easily. And basically, all we do with this is we take the striker, and if you're right-handed, keep the striker in your right hand and the rod in your left. And what you're doing is you're scraping off shavings, and it's going to create sparks. Thing is, why these are better than matches is because it doesn't matter if they're wet, it's still going to work, and it's not going to run out. I've had these for years, and children have been using these, young people have been using these, and they've still got this much on. So basically, you get these sparks.
Oh, and then fall onto the
Yeah, so
leaves or
what you need is a tinder, but the natural version of that is thistle heads, which were collected from around here. These will work just as well. The only thing with the cotton wool is it's just really good for teaching people why tinder works, because if you pull the cotton wool to bits, I talk about sort of logs, sticks, thin sticks, tiny sticks, and then even the cotton wool, when I'm working especially with much younger children, when we look at the fibres, I explain that those fibres are like tiny little sticks, and fire, logs need energy to burn, so a tiny little hair stick like this doesn't need any energy at all apart from a spark, and it will set on fire. And then what we can do is we can move to the slightly bigger sticks, and these little ones will light the next ones, and then so on and so forth until we get to logs. But these are good fun because they light so easily. So if we take a striker, do you want to grab a striker each, guys? You really can't hurt yourself with them, I promise.
having a view for it.
Yeah, grab one and we'll come over to the fire pits where it's a bit safer. Because if you imagine this being a bit like a candle, this is the wick and that's the wax. So you can add a bit more. Right, so I'm just putting a bit of this on because when we're lighting fires, especially with younger children, the not rushing is key. Being prepared is what it's all about. So we're not going to turn this into a fire just yet because we're going to use a more traditional method to do that. We're just going to get the cotton wool going so we can see how quickly it goes. So all I'm going to do And this is the main trick really. Is a lot of people will go at it from a distance because they're worried they're going to burn themselves. That's fine, but your success is going to go right down. If you actually put your striker onto the cotton wool so you don't knock it away, and basically you're just going to go down it quite slowly but quite hard, and then it goes immediately. And the petroleum jelly keeps it going a little bit, and then we can start to add the rest of our fuel to that fire. Okay.
Health and safety.
Have a go on this one, guys.
Just use that.
Right, so if you take it in turns, there you go.
Yeah, nice.
Brilliant. Just let that one go out. Sometimes it's a bit easier when you don't have any more minutes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I've already
It's fine.
This one's okay. On the edge there, look.
Makes it a bit more tricky. We do that one on
I
the
think it's me.
there. And then again, I just said
A
before,
little bit hard.
I would just come like, then your hands are not going to be restricted there. It might give you challenge number one. The next challenge is using a natural tinder, not a cotton wool, because it's unlikely if we're in a situation where we need to look after ourselves, there's going to be tons of cotton wool. So this is birch bark. And birch bark is naturally filled with lots of oils that are flammable. So this will go really quite nicely. So all we need to do
Not looking good post-apocalypse.
is when we're in here. Okay, this is probably too much. But can you see all these little shavings?
Yeah.
They're acting like the fibres from the cotton wool. But what's good about them is they're even more flammable. So if you get enough of those going, let it curl back up. That's absolutely fine. This is really overkill. And then if we go a few scrapes down to get some of the shavings in, and then we get the flames going. And that birch bark, literally from, if you can identify the silver birch with that on it, quite often there's bits of it just peeling off anyway, and you can just collect it as you're walking around, knowing that's in your pocket and you've got one of these. You've always got a fire.
Yeah.
But you'd think it was dipped in some sort of firelighter, wouldn't you?
It's just the natural oil.
Yeah. It's just natural oils in it, straight into it there. It's good, isn't it?
Are you trying to do that?
All right, okay.
Accidentally got the cotton wool instead.
Yeah. That's really back there. Yeah. Right, so I'll just, before we go any further, just because we've got a fire already going in there, Lisa, and you just go. So, really slow.
What's scrape it with this?
Yeah. So,
I didn't see that bit.
alright, yeah, sorry, it's basically, oh, nice one.
Ah, wow.
Basically like this. You see all these little fibres.
It's a weird now, though.
Those are the things I'm going to take, just like a no, it doesn't even have to be as fast. There you go, you've got it. Done.
Yeah, just slow
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's all about not rushing and being controlled. If you had more of this, we would, I could see that's probably going to go out, but we could have just added that bit more just idea is, again, this is still quite big in terms of the size for the spark to light. These are just seed heads from plants. Some of them were collected from around here. Only 5 is in the middle. And that's where our Daldinia concentrica, or King Alfred's cake, is going to go. And just nestle in there. I hope this bloody works. Okay. Just going to stand on that for a second. That you can actually light this stuff. So this is really overkill. This is massive compared to what we would really need in here. But just with a magnifying glass, not even using the sparks or anything else, that's going really quickly. So in this environment, it might be a broken bottle, a pair of glasses that you found, something like that. And there's no rush with this, it's going to go nice and easy. So we'll stick this fella in here, along with the seed heads. And we'll just try and get it nestled down. Okay, now the wind is going to do half the job for me. If you do it where the wind is blown away from you, I know it sounds daft, but the amount of times I've done this and got a mouthful of smoke, and there's no rush with it. That's when we would then get our kindling and put that on. But hopefully you could see that I wasn't panicking when it wasn't bursting into flames straight away, and I gave it a little bit more air because it's not dry grass I was using, it was a plant from over there. But the principle's the same, the heat will build up, the smoke changes colour. Did you see it get really white and really thick? That's just about before ignition. And you've got a little bit of time there to get your kindling on, but it's having everything prepared. So your very, very small kindling, your middle-sized stuff like this, the log's on after that. So all I'm going to do with this one is just pull out a couple of these green ones. Just put that in your gloved hand, and we'll get some seed. We've got some seed heads already there. You look like there's loads of pressure on this now. It's like the tension has increased. Okay, so with your fireproof glove, pick this up, yeah? Not the other one. Just no, because I mean I've been using it without gloves. Takes a little while. Tell me when you see a little sort of red dot on it. Perfect. Can we bring that round here, guys? Yeah, it's just because it was on the end there. But again, just as you were doing it before.
That is very sparkly.
Oh, that's it.
Not as flashy as it was
little bit harder now. There you go, you're on fire. Right, a bit harder blowing now. That's it. That's it. It's going to go. That's it. Pinch it together. That's it. And blow. Yeah, it's on fire. Put it down. Excellent work. Well done. Brilliant. Really good. Right, how we doing, guys?
Will all the Olympics happening?
So, if you don't have that tool, you're going to need to find something that's going to create that initial spark. So, if you were in an urban environment, one way to do that would be if you found a 9-volt battery that would work with wire for a while. It might take a while. That's the only thing. Yeah, but that's this stuff over here.
I've got spare coats. Yeah, okay, right, yes,
Basically, I've cheated with this one because this is to teach people. It's got a bearing in there, so that goes in there and spins round. Because this gets just as hot as that. Or what you can use is like green leaves or anything like that to stuff into the hole. But it is. Where I tip fire over everyone.